Guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for showing up again today. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Jane. Welcome to the channel. Guys, in this video we're going to talk numbers again. The video before this one, I told you guys what you'll be taking home a month if you actually earned 45,000 pounds, and I also showed you how you can do your calculation by inserting whatever figure it is that you're working with, okay, to get what your monthly take home will be, even if the annual gross is a high figure. This will help you know the exact amount you'll be going home with, so that you'll know whether to celebrate or keep looking. In this video, I'll tell you guys a real life example of what happened to someone, and then you can use this story, to learn lessons, pick lessons learned from this story, so that even if you get a high paying job, or if you're going to be moving from one job to another, you can do your calculations right before deciding to move or not. Again, I have to mention that there are various factors you have to consider when you're moving jobs or when you're taking up a job, but in this video we're going to stick with just the monetary part, okay, talking about just the numbers. How much did they say they're going to pay me? How much am I going to be going home with? How much do I currently earn? Okay, so these are the numbers you're going to be comparing, and this video is about numbers, this money. Okay, so I'm not talking about, oh, you want to gain experience in the industry, or you have a mentor you'd like to work with. All those things are also valid, but in this video we're going to talk about just the money part. Okay, so Susan had a job where she earned 27,000 pounds per annum. Okay, it was an okay job, like she lived in an okay place, no issues. I mean, life was okay. But then she got a better offer, right? So she decided to move. Now the offer that she got was 42,000 pounds. I mean, look at the difference. Anybody would decide to move if you get a job that pays you 42, whereas you were earning 27. Of course you want to move, okay, but the thing is that there's so many things that she should have considered. In the video before this one, I showed you guys how you can make an estimate of how much you'll be taking home in a month when you do all your deductions, and that is your NI as well as your income tax, apart from other deductions like your pensions and all. Now, if you earn, I'm not going to go into the calculation in this video. I'm just going to give you guys the straight up numbers, right? So if you earn 27,000 pounds, your take home per month will be about, now this figure is not exact, but around that part, it will be like 1,865 thereabouts if you're just doing income tax and NI deductions, right? While if you earn 42,000 pounds, your take home for the month will be around 2,715 thereabouts. Okay, now when you check the difference between these two figures that I've given you, someone who earns 27,000 pounds per year and someone who earns 42,000 pounds per year, the difference in a month will be about 850. Okay, because in a month this one will be earning 1,865, while this one is earning about 2,700 and something, right? The difference is about 850 pounds. Okay, now for her to take this job, she needed to move cities, because the job was in a different city, and so she needed to move. But the problem with this is that in her old job, one, she was in a place where she was paying her rent for like 600 pounds. She didn't have to do childcare because she was working from home. So during break, she just goes to the school to pick her child and then come back home, right? So there was no childcare cost. She didn't even have to go into the office. It was occasional. So once she goes into the office, and that means no transportation whatsoever for her old job. However, this new job that she took meant she was going to be going into the office every day of the week. One, she had to move to a different city, and when she got the house, she got a place where she was paying 1,100 pounds per month. Remember that in the old one she was paying 600. I don't know if I've mentioned it already. She was paying 600 pounds per month in her old house, but this one she didn't get anymore because it's a more expensive city. She had to pay 1,100, right? And here she had to do childcare because she was going into the office every day, so that meant that after school she had to pay for childcare for her child to stay for like 3 hours before she closed from work. Okay, so every day I think they charged her, I don't know how much they charged her per hour, but she was paying about 20 pounds a day for those 3 hours. So in a week, that, in fact, let me not calculate yet, we'll go into the calculations in a bit. So this is like the situation around the two jobs. In this old job, she was in a less expensive city paying 600 pounds per month for rent, and she didn't have to pay transport and she didn't have to pay for childcare. Okay, but in this new job where she was earning 42,000, she had to move to a different city where she will now pay 1,100 per month, pay childcare, which was 20 pounds per day, which meant in a week she was paying £100 for the week, and in a month that meant £400. Okay, and then for her transportation, because she had to be going in every day and each day cost like £12, she was using the bus or something. So in a month, she was spending about 240 for her transportation. So look at this, guys. In her old job, she was spending 600 for rent, no childcare, no transport. But in this new job, she was spending 1,100 for rent, 240 for transport, and she was spending 400 for childcare. Total, this is already 1,740. Meanwhile, in her old job, it was 600 for these three things. Okay, remember that I told you that the difference in the monthly take home was 850. If you check the difference between these three things, I'm not even talking about other things like utility that could be more expensive where she is now. I'm just focusing on these three. So the difference between these two expenses is about 1,140, which is more than the income she gained from taking this job. Remember that I mentioned that for her 27k job, she was going to be taking home about 1,865, while for her 42k job, she'll be taking home about 2,700 and something thereabout. And the difference between these figures was 850, or is 850. But the expenses incurred from these two jobs is about 1,140, which is much more than what she has gained. In this case, you will have less money, so by the time you finish your expenses, you will not even see what the profit is. Like, what is the point of moving? Okay, now this is just considering money. Okay, I'm not saying that don't consider other things. I'm just letting you guys know that just because someone is earning 42,000, it doesn't mean that the person sees more money than the person who earns 25k or 27k or 30k. So before you take up a new job, don't just look at the gross figures. Do your calculations right. Find out how much you're going to be spending on living in that city or whatever this job is going to come with. Find out the expenses you're going to incur taking this job, compare it to what you currently have, and then plus and minus, see what is best for you before deciding to move. Don't just say, oh my god, this job is going to be paying me £40,000, and you dump your £30,000. Meanwhile, the £40,000 may come with much more wahala than what you had before. Okay, so that's it for this video. Too much talk, but I hope you guys get the gist. So before you take up that job, okay, that pays you so much more, please do your calculations and be sure before you make that move. That is the essence of this video. Thank you guys if you stayed till now. Thank you for sticking with me today. Do not forget to join the family. If you like this type of content, you can check the channel for other videos you might like, and click on the subscribe button to join the family. Give this video a thumbs up as it supports the channel. What it does is it lets YouTube know that you found it helpful, and you will suggest it to other people. And you can share this with your friends and loved ones who are in the UK or who are looking to earn in the UK. I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, bye guys.